Hi, I'm Kyle. In this video, we're going to take a look at an intro to Dagger. So we'll start by talking at a high level about what Dagger is, and then we'll go a little bit deeper and write a basic CI/CD pipeline using Dagger. So first off, Dagger is a programmable CI/CD engine that runs your pipelines in containers. Wow. So let's break that down a little bit and talk about what that means. Programmable means that you're going to be writing your CI/CD pipelines using code. Not YAML, not some static configuration, but actual code. The code that you and your engineers actually use day to day. So that pipeline might be written in Go, JavaScript, or Python, whatever your team is used to. An added benefit of that is that you can use that language's built-in testing capabilities to test your CI/CD pipelines when you change them, and you can know before you even make that change if it's going to be successful. CI/CD engine. So your CI today has its own engine. That engine understands the YAML in your repository and decides what steps to run. The problem with that is that that can only be executed within your CI platform. Dagger's CI/CD engine is portable, meaning you can run that engine in your CI platform, in GitHub, in CircleCI, in GitLab, but you can also run it on your machine. And so you can run those same pipelines on your machine or in CI or wherever you want. In containers means that these pipelines are going to run the same anywhere. We're defining the environments and exactly what exists within the runtime of your pipeline. And that means if I can run my pipeline successfully on my machine, you can also run it on your machine. And when I run it in CI, it's going to behave the exact same way. One added benefit of that is that we also get caching, and we'll see that in action in a minute. So let's dive in and create a quick pipeline using Dagger. So here I have my project. It's a Go repo that is a basic web API, and we have some endpoints defined, and we also have a test. So let's add some CI to this project. And I'll go ahead and create a CI/main.go. And this is going to be our Dagger pipeline. So we'll create the basics real quick. And let's look at what we just pasted in here. So you can see that we're importing the Dagger SDK for Go. And with that SDK, we're going to create a Dagger client. And the first thing we do with that client is get our host directory. So what does that mean? Our project that actually exists in this repo, so all of our files, we're going to create a reference to that so that when we create our pipeline steps, we can pull in our project and do some operations on it. So the first thing we want to do in our CI pipeline is run our test and build so that we can make sure that our tests are green and that the build is successful. So we just copied in some more code here, and with this code, we can see we're using that client that we created, and we're creating a container using the Golang 1.20 image. And with that container, we're going to mount our project in it. So again, we have this reference to our working directory on our machine. We're just going to mount that into that container. And then we're going to tell that container that that project is our working directory. And so from that working directory, we can run some commands now, like go test and go build. If those commands are successful, let's go ahead and take that build binary from this go build step and actually drop it back onto our machine. So we'll grab the file greetings API, which is the name of our build binary, and we're just going to export it back to my machine at the same name. So now, in my terminal, to run this pipeline, I just have to say go run CI/main.go, and that's where the file is that we created. And so we're going to see some output from the Dagger engine now. And we'll see that it's taking our host directory, that greetings API, putting that into our container. It's going to grab our Golang image, which we already had on our machine. So we can see that that image cached. And we can see our test here passed. And we can see that it exported to our machine. So if we look at file greetings API, we can see that we exported that build binary to our machine. So what else do we want to do in CI? Well, we probably want a lint, right? So let's add a lint step to this as well. So again, we're just creating another container now using that client again. And that container this time is using the Golang CI lint image. And in that image, once again, we're just going to mount our project into it and run a command. And then if that command fails, we'll see some errors here. So let's go ahead and run that same command, our go run ci main.go. And again, we'll see some things cached here because we didn't change much. We just added that one step. And now we'll see that lint actually running here. And a bunch of output from our lint. More things cached, and then we'll see in a second here, we're going to see our test pass and our binary exported again. Now, I mentioned the caching a few times. What happens if we change absolutely nothing? Let's just run this exact same thing once more. And we'll see right away that it just burns right through it because we didn't change anything. We don't have to repeat any work because it's the exact same as it was last time. Now, this is all great for running the pipeline on my machine, but what does this actually look like in CI? Well, let's have a look at this GitHub Actions YAML. Really basic, right? We're running, again, what would be the equivalent of 3 steps in a GitHub YAML, our lint, test, and build. But in this case, we're just actually running one command, and that's our go run ci/main.go, just like we did on our machine. Now, in Circle CI, the exact same, right? In GitLab, the same. Because we're defining these environments where these steps are run, we know that if we run this on our machine and we push our commit, if it passes on our machine, it's going to pass in CI every time. So with that, we've seen kind of the high level of what Dagger is. We've seen a very, very simple pipeline in action. If you want to see some more in-depth pipelines, we have lots of other videos and guides that go through some more advanced use cases. And if you have questions, come see us in our Discord. Thanks for watching.